more than 20 years of experience in HR. I did my MBA in HR from Punjab University, Chandigarh in 1998. And after that, I worked with Ernst& Young in HR consulting in Delhi. I also worked for an IT company in Noida for a few years before moving to Singapore. And in Singapore also, I have worked with the consulting company, HR consulting company, as well as a logistics company. My last job in Singapore was with a pharmaceutical company where I was head of their compensation and benefits for Southeast Asia, South Korea region. I have moved back to India now after 15 years in Singapore, and I've started my own HR consulting here in Chandigarh in January this year. Coming back to India after 15 years, and I had done the labor laws in my MBA, which was in 1997, 1998, which was so long ago. And I was starting my own HR consulting company. I thought it would be good for me to update myself on all the labor laws of India. So the consulting services I offer are actually not related to labor laws. However, any HR person, especially if I'm offering consulting advice to companies, the consultant should be aware of what are the labor laws to make sure that anything that they are advising on does not go against the law. So I decided to update myself on the labor laws. Then I had a choice of either, reading through the acts myself, which can become quite boring. So I was looking for a course, online course, which I can join, where there would be a group of people doing the same, and there would be somebody to guide us. And I found the LawSikho course online, and I decided to join that in January this year. So it has been very interesting. The way the course is conducted is quite interesting. So every week there's one call in which we review one act, and then we have to do an assignment on that act for the rest of the week. And the next week again we have a call where we review the assignment for that act, and we then discuss another act. So that way it's quite on pace, because every week we are reviewing one labor law, one act. And then the assignments are very interesting, because the questions are not very conceptual. They're not like you have to just pick the answer from the act. You really have to understand the question and apply the labor laws, and then be able to answer the questions. You can see that a lot of effort has gone into framing the questions for the assignment so that they become more interesting and relevant. So the course is relevant for HR people, as well as for people with legal educational background as well. So for HR, in the call, everybody's contributing, everybody's sharing their ideas, and Abhyuday, who's conducting the calls, also is very knowledgeable. At the same time, LawSikho also invites experts for the various labor laws that we are looking into. So there could be somebody, a labor law lawyer could be there, or there's a lady who's actually a POSH expert. So she came in to the calls for the prevention of sexual harassment for women. So whatever sessions we had there, the expert used to come in for that. So there would be different experts called in for different discussions, who are able to resolve the queries of the participants on the spot. So it is quite fast-paced, but it is very interesting. At the same time, there is this learning management system which is online, where a lot of content is available, and they have created, LawSikho has created lessons there. So for every call every week, they tell us which particular chapters from the course do we need to go through, and they also give us links to the various laws, acts, rules, etc., because otherwise we can get lost on the internet. So it is, in the end, it is a very, very interesting and useful course. I have been able to use it somewhat because of the lockdown. There's not much been going on work-wise, but there have been people coming to me for advice, asking me, how gratuity works and how during the lockdown, they should be then treating their employees if they're not able to pay them the salaries, or what would happen if the employee takes them to court. So there have been employers who've been asking me a lot of questions, and it really helps for me to have this background information. Although I'm not an expert on it, and I always advise them to seek expert opinion, but I'm able to give them the first high-level response, where I can guide them to say what is given in the labor laws, what is it that the government is coming up with the changes due to the COVID situation. And if I don't know the answer to any question, there's always the WhatsApp forum of all this course, where I can post the questions and try to get feedback or answers from various people. So I've been able to use the knowledge that I'm gaining through this course in advising people on their various questions related to labor laws. Fantastic experience, because LawSeco staff are very, very responsive. So there are a few people whom I've been in touch with, whether it's related to the assignment or the writing assignments which are given, whether I wanted to change a topic for my writing assignment, or I was having an issue online with accessing the course. Any questions or queries that I had, I was directed to a particular person who was responsible for that, and the response was always very fast. So any problem you have is instantly resolved, so you don't have to kind of wait much for that. And there are many people in LawSeco who are approachable and who would be able to guide you on what to do if you are confused. And of course, Abhyuday, who conducts the classes, he's very, very helpful. In fact, even if you have questions which are not related to the particular week's act, but otherwise also related to labor laws, you can talk to him directly, or you can put it in the WhatsApp group and people will answer. So my whole experience with LawSeco has been really fantastic, much better than I was expecting.